How we doing, everyone? MJS back again with another video here, another installment of the Our First Home series. So today is Tuesday, September 20th, and I cannot remember the last time I actually talked to the camera specifically on one of these vlogs. I know I'm behind, but also we haven't really been doing a whole heck of a lot. So I know as of right now I have a couple videos to release. We have our 1-year transformation video that will obviously be up before this video goes up, so you should check that out. We'll put cards or links or something around here for you to look at that. We're really excited, happy that we're putting that together because, and that, you know, we did put it together here because it's just a really cool thing to see how the house transformed in literally just a year. As for more updates and the stuff that I kind of want to talk about today here right now, there was a little bit of, we can start with the whole story and the most recent development, which was our hole outside where there was an AC unit in the wall for like probably 20-30 years, and we took that out of there. We took that out of there a while ago. Obviously, you probably saw that if you've been watching the vlogs for a long time. We took it all out of there, but there was still a hole in the wall in the brick. We just had a piece of wood over it for about a year, and now, you know, to kind of consolidate the story, we hired like a bricklayer to finish it up, but they were really unreliable. Nice enough guys, but they were just unreliable. It was literally going to rain. They kind of left like a hole, you know, more of a hole in the thing because they cut out some bricks and did some other stuff. They put that piece of wood back on there, and it was going to rain literally on like a Monday, and they did that on a Friday. Couldn't get a hold of them on Saturday or Sunday. They didn't end up coming back. So we did it ourselves, and there's a lot of video footage and like clips and pictures and stuff like that. You should definitely be following on Instagram because you would have saw that as it happened. But I'll throw in some of the footage and everything like that. I'll show you the finished product here because it was a hell of a project. I mean, it only really took like 3 hours, and I should have just done it myself instead of like, you know, wasting the money that I paid them to kind of get that job started and everything. But lesson learned, you know, try to not be cheap. If you're going to hire people, try to hire reputable people. And more than anything, honestly, like no shade thrown really necessarily towards them, just do things yourself. You know, I mean, if you can do something, it's not rocket science laying bricks. I mean, there's a lot of, I'm not, you know, dissing on people that do great brickwork, but at the same time, it's my house. I don't really care if it's perfect or not. We did a fine job. The house isn't going to fall over. There's no hole in the wall. That's a win. So, a lot of great lessons, a lot of very valuable lessons that we learned from that, and I am excited to that is finally done. We have a couple more things to kind of work on there. Maybe I'll get some footage, like I said, of some outside stuff, but you know, as we do it here. But obviously we're moving from summer kind of into fall now. The weather's starting to change slightly. We do have another cool outside exterior thing coming up. The boys are coming back. I said that in a couple past vlogs, and the whole backyard's kind of getting revamped. So that's going to be awesome. Going to be way easier for me to maintain. Very happy about that for next spring and summer. We just keep moving here. We do not stop. Whether it's this or whether it's website stuff or whether it's, you know, business stuff, like whatever it is, we're going full throttle. So I'm very happy about it. And all of that, we can kind of transition into what we're going to do today, which I have to be fast with it because I don't have a lot of time, but we're going to start this project right now because sometimes you know, quick aside here, I know I do this a lot, but quick aside, I sometimes don't feel like doing other things. Like there's a lot of ideas and things bouncing around in my head, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I don't ever have to necessarily do anything specific like at one time. You know, I just kind of started to build that life for myself. So obviously we have things that we have to take care of, but pretty much I default to productivity. So as long as we're getting something done, then that's, you know, it's forward progress, we're good. And this is one of those situations, there's a lot of things I could do, and I don't really feel like doing those right now. I'm back in this kind of like DIY mode after this bricking thing that I had to do. So here's the thing. We are obviously, if you can kind of tell, we're down here in this podcast studio that we're trying to build. I'll just give you a quick reminder of kind of what it looks like. Obviously, there's the table, there's the microphones, the lights, and everything like that. It's kind of like half-baked at the moment. We have some things that we want to do. I won't rehash everything as I have talked about it already in previous vlogs, but we're going to get started on this. Amanda and I both. We're going to be working on this. We live here, obviously, so we have the time to do it now. It's not like when we were going back and forth when we were initially doing the whole house renovation, stuff like that. We have a lot of tasks here. We're going to paint. We're going to, you know, board up that window. We're going to do all sorts of stuff. We're going to change the floor. So my thought process, because I am a crazy motherfucker sometimes, it is trash day. So I am just going to snap my fingers and rip up some of this carpet, and I'm going to take it out there Then I have to go to a funeral viewing. Then I have to go to a hockey game. So we'll see how much of this gets done. But I just wanted to obviously update you guys on where we're currently at. And we're going to get back into this DIY mode. Fun fact, this isn't the last bit of carpet, but it's pretty much just here and on the stairs in this house. So I'm very excited about that because I hate carpet. So we're going to get this out of here. It's kind of old. There's a lot of stuff going on. Ultimately, I believe that we're going to lay down some of the vinyl plank that we have from upstairs left over. So let's just start this. Let's rip some of this stuff up. I'm actually very interested to see what the floor is like on this. I think it's just going to be, you know, concrete foundation, but let's give it a look. All right, so I'm starting to rip this carpet up. And a couple quick thoughts. One, I love ripping carpet up. I totally forgot somehow mentally that I also have to like rip carpet, you know, the strips out, the tack strips out and everything. Not a big deal. We'll deal with that. Like I said, this is not that terrible. But I did kind of forget that I wanted to get like a before shot of this room. You know, like before we paint it and before we do everything and make it like a podcast studio. And I'm not exactly sure if I have any good imagery for that. So, yeah, I have to double check on that before we go any further. All right, so I moved everything out of the way. This is the official before footage here. This is what it looks like. The radiators, obviously, I don't know if that's dirt that's like above the radiator there or whatever the heck that is. You know, obviously we got the carpet, we got the ugly walls, we got that window there. This is the before of this side of the space. And just for good measure, we will get an opposite perspective. We'll document this. Obviously we have some studio equipment already in here, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna just kind of redo the whole room. You won't really see that side too much, but yeah, let's document it nonetheless. All right, now we're gonna continue to rip up the carpet. Let's take a gander at this, give some thoughts real quick. So I ripped up, you know, probably about half the room carpet, just real easy. Again, I love this. Carpet's super easy to rip up. I mean, this one specifically, not very thick or anything like that. I mean, honestly, the floor, I don't know whether to say the floor looks good, bad, indifferent, I don't know. It's obviously red painted, brownish red. You know, this pad and carpet, I don't know how long it's been down here. Is that water? Or is that, oh, that must be glue. There's like a glue line there just around the edges. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it really stuck or anything that crazily there. I mean, there's not too many pieces, just kind of really over there. So hopefully that's a theme and we don't have any, issue. It's a little hard to pull up in certain places, but we'll get it. I'm not concerned about that. More concerned about what's going to happen after that, obviously. Two concerns currently right now with what we are doing and how we're going to move forward with this once, I do get all this carpet out of here. The first thing is, do we need actually putting the floor on if we end up going with that vinyl plank? I haven't personally done it on a concrete surface. I'm not sure if we're going to need to put something down other than the stuff that we put down upstairs. I don't know if we need an underlayment. I mean, probably could, probably don't have to. Should we have some sort of vapor barrier type thing because it's a basement? I don't know. So we need to figure that out. And the other small thing is, what are we gonna do down here, like for the baseboards? Because this is just like, you know, vinyl co-base right now. It's kind of gross. So I don't know. We could go crazy, or we could just do the bare minimum. Yeah, I don't know. Probably gonna replace that because that's not looking good, and I think that's actually relatively easy to replace. We'll just, you know, after we get all the tack strips and everything like that, we'll get it up to here, the floating floor, like up to, you know, the 1/4 inch or whatever. We'll have all this ripped off. We'll paint everything, clean it, paint it or whatever, and then put some of that plastic, or it's like MDF, I think, almost, like little, whatever it's called, you know, the stuff, whatever the stuff's called, I can't remember. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep going here because I don't have much more time left to work on this project, but I'm pretty happy with getting this started, so let's keep going. Alright, so about like a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes total of work. Here is where we're at. Obviously the tack strips aren't up, but pretty much all the carpet, and, you know, with the exception of a little bit of stuff on the sides there, the underpad foam, we're pretty much good. I'm going to take all this stuff outside to the curb. We take out the trash today, like I said. Didn't get it all done, but I kind of have to leave, and like I said, now the trouble becomes I have to figure out kind of what to do here as far as, like, you know, moving stuff around, because obviously we have a big table in the way and I had to move these already. So probably just gonna be a lot of like moving into one area, working in another area, moving it back and stuff like that. I may just leave that all there and kind of work on the rest of this, getting this tack strips out. But like I said, probably not right now. Once we have all that done, then we'll start cleaning. But I'm happy with this little bit of progress. That's fantastic. And yeah, let's get all this out to the trash, and I think we'll probably continue working on this maybe tomorrow or later tonight or something, I don't know. And just like that, we're back. It is the next day, Wednesday, September 21st, I guess, right? And we're back here in the podcast studio. It's like before 8 a.m., which is kind of early for me. I know some of you hustlers out there are up at 4 a.m., so not earlier for you, but I am, I don't know, I've been sleeping like in too late recently, so whatever. But we're in the podcast studio. I figured I'd just come down here right away, try to knock some of this stuff out. I got some meetings later, stuff like that I got to do. So put in some work here real quick. Again, as far as like what we actually did so far today, Amanda helped me move this table over here so I don't screw up these legs and everything. It still wobbles, so yeah, it's not fixed. But we got the table kind of moved out of the way there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, take this part of this carpet out of here, and then I don't know if I'm gonna go in there like right now. I kind of just want to get all the carpet out, so we're done with the carpet piece, and then move on to the tack strips. But my goal here in the next, I don't know, we'll say like 2 hours max, is I want to take, the rest of the carpet out. Again, that's kind of weird in there, I'm not sure, but ultimately it's going to come out. I'm just not sure if it'll be this second. But my goal would be all the carpet, all of the tack strips out, all like the, the what's it called, any of the nails and everything. And you know what I just realized real quick is that on this floor, as compared to the gym floor out there, if you remember when we were kind of doing all that, so like removing the carpet from that gym area that we have, it's obviously also in the basement here, right? So there's like just concrete floor underneath or whatever. I'm like 95% positive that they put these, like, I don't know if it was fully tack strips. I don't know exactly, but I know for a fact there was something in the middle of the room as well. Meaning like how the tack strips are nailed in, which is going to be a pain in the ass, like around the sides or whatever, to get all the nails out. But I know for a fact that there was something in the middle of the room, and then over here, by contrast, there is nothing. It's just like, there's some cracks or whatever, but it's not. There's no like, fasteners or anything like in the floor. There's no tack strips in the middle of the floor. It's just around the outside, so that's kind of cool. The only other thing that I might consider doing, but I'm not exactly sure because I don't know our plan, is I might take the the co-base stuff thing off of there. I might do that because it is kind of coming off in some places. It kind of looks like shit, and it's definitely not going to look good. Like if we paint the walls white, we'd have to paint that white too, and at that point, it's actually kind of relatively straightforward, it seems like. I mean, there's not too much going on except over in that corner, and then that whole wall doesn't even have any. So, also, random thing, I have no idea why they decided to not put a radiator the rest of the way and just like have a fucking exposed, metal pipe, copper pipe over here, which that gets hot. I mean, I don't know how hot it gets because I think it's towards the end of the run maybe, but again, I just don't understand why the hell it's like only to there. And it has doesn't have an end on it, and it doesn't, it doesn't go back into the wall. It goes that way. I don't get that. But anyway, yeah, I guess maybe the only other thing is try to pull some of this like glued down foam off of there. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get to work here, and we will update you in a moment. All right, been working for like 30, 40 minutes here, and I'm at a bit of a shit spot here because, so I took out a couple more, pieces of carpet. We have this all, exposed now. I could move into there, but again, like this is a whole game of just like moving shit around and doing certain spots. So what I wanted to do was like work over in this area, kind of work down, then move the stuff or whatever. I cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna sweep this up with the vacuum, but my issue here is I don't really actually have anything to take these tack strips out with anymore because the little almost like pry bar, like mini crowbar thing is not with me. It was not mine. I gave it back to Mo. So that's not ideal. I guess I need to get that back, borrow that again. I did though take out, obviously just rip off that little piece of co-base there. That's a little annoying that it looks like that, obviously from all the glue. I'm not sure, really, I mean realistically we don't necessarily have to clean that off, I guess. I mean you probably should clean it off because if you're going to put more adhesive behind like plastic or, like MDF, like little wooden, I don't know if we do quarter round, but we'd also like, like baseboard or quarter round or like all together piece or something like that. Probably should clean that off, but I don't know how much that'll come off. So I think though that's ultimately what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull off the rest of it. And yeah, eventually get these tack strips out of here. I may have to stop though for today because I don't have, like I said, I don't have that thing right now, and I have no other. I've tried this little stupid thing here, this little gardening tool, and I just can't really get under there to pry those. So yeah, but I mean, over here it came up relatively easily once I was able to get under this little transition strip. But again, like, the annoying part is, like, when they put tack strips into concrete, you end up with this like, you fuck up the concrete, obviously. It's like, you know, there's like now little kind of almost holes in there from where you pull out the nails and such. So that's kind of annoying, but I don't know. We'll figure it out here. So yeah, might be done here. Probably gonna sweep up, try to keep the workspace clean, and maybe throw this out in the garage or something like that. We'll see what else we do. Okay, one more thing that I want to chat about, obviously, because I took all this code base off here. So, I mean, honestly, it didn't come off, like it was pretty easy to get off. I just, you know, took that little weird garden thing and just kind of went down around everything and kind of just scraped it off. I don't know how long it's been there, probably a pretty long time, you know, 20, 30 years or something. I don't know. But it came off, like I said, pretty easily, so that's not a big deal. I did kind of find some things or see some things that I hadn't before. So this wall here, like this wall and this wall, are exterior, right? So obviously there's the window there, that's the side of the house. And then this is the front of the house, like underneath. This is completely underground right here, because like the front door is somewhere right here. So this is fully underground, and then this is like mostly underground, like right below that window, right? So when I was real close to this wall, like kind of going down here, oh, almost tripped on it. When I was real close, I discovered over in this area here, in this corner, this, I don't know how easily you're gonna be able to see this, but this is definitely like bowed here. Like this is not straight. Like if you look where my foot is, like there's definitely, this bows out here. And I'm not sure what that necessarily means. Like the rest of the wall, you know, is pretty good. The paneling here is not bad. It's not nearly as bad as the paneling that was over in the gym area that we took out. But I'm a little concerned about that right there. Because, like, I don't know what would cause paneling to bow like that other than like moisture or water or whatever. So that's a bit of a concern, and that's fully underground, so I don't know exactly what the deal is there. I just want to mitigate future issues if possible. And then the same thing over here on this wall is, like, this kind of area over here is also like bowed out a little bit, bowed in, just like it's not like a flat shape there. Now I don't know if that's a huge concern. I should probably like look at it. Maybe it'd be a good idea to see if I feel any moisture or something like that on the next big rain or something. I have no idea. Maybe that seems somewhat logical to me. But it could have been, I don't know, it could have been a bunch of things, I guess. But yeah, I mean, those are my only kind of concerns there. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to document that because I'm not sure exactly if we should do anything there. Because I will tell you 100% my intention was not to take off the paneling from this room. We were just gonna paint and everything. I'm not saying we have to do that anyway. I'm not saying we will have to do that from seeing those things, but I did want to kind of look at that stuff because I don't know exactly if that's a cause for concern or not. But other than that, we ripped off obviously the code base and everything. I'm gonna throw that away, and I think, like I said, we're probably gonna be done because we kind of got to start cleaning off that part of the code base, and we got to pop these tack strips out if we want to continue to move forward, and I don't have the tool to do that right now. So yep, that's kind of where we're at. All right, today is Thursday, September 22nd. You know, the last clip, the last thing you saw here, we were working in the podcast studio. That is where we are now. It has been an absolutely crazy day for me. I was at the hellhole. I played 9 holes of golf. I went out to eat with Amanda, then we went to the gym, and now I'm back here. We're working, it's like 9:30 or something like that. I want to give you an update because I bought something. I will put a link to it in the description here. It is this little guy. Just a, I kind of want to talk about this because it's a little interesting. I mean, it's just like a $12 pry bar, and it works pretty well. It's kind of annoying because if you remember, if you've been watching these for a while, you know that I had that little pry bar, and I talked about that in that last clip. I was borrowing that. And I didn't want to reborrow it. I just, figured let's just go out and buy a $10 pry bar. Now, but the annoying part is like that other one actually worked quite better because when I was at Home Depot, like they don't have any that are like super, you can't really see this, like super thin here. You see that's pretty thick, like where where the thing actually goes in. Like if you're trying to shove that underneath, like, maybe a tack strip or whatever, like I was trying to do. So it's kind of annoying to see that, that these don't get super thin there. I mean, there was some other ones, but it's just like I'm saying, like, I don't know. All I'm saying, like, is I was just kind of, it was kind of a weird thing when I was there. I wanted something thin on the end, and I also wanted something that I could, like, hit a little better. And, like, if you're looking at this is kind of hard to tell, but, like, if you have this on the ground, it's not really that great of an angle to, like, hit in. Like, you can see all the marks that I made with the hammer. It worked. It worked fine, obviously. The update here is that all of the tack strips are taken out now. And you can see all of that, like, those white spots here are where, like, they were, nailed into the concrete here. And, that's just a fact, I think. I mean, you can't take the tack strips out without having all that happen. It's not really a big deal. It's on the edge. I mean, we could probably fill it in, but ultimately I don't see how that's really going to be a big deal. I don't know the proper practice there, but we'll figure that out. Because we also have that over in the gym area. We have all the tack strips here. Obviously, we got to, dispose of them. The one other thing, though, that I want to say is that if you are in this position, if you are using if you just happen to be taking carpet out of a concrete floor, I didn't think of this when I was over in the other room with like the same setup. And also, I'm not going to say that this is guaranteed because I think it matters heavily on like the length of the nails that are in the concrete or whatever. But what I ended up doing actually is I started with that pry bar thing. And then what I ended up doing and worked way faster is, and I don't know if you could not do this on a wood floor, but on a concrete floor, if you just take a hammer, and I obviously don't really have any more. Well, actually, I'll show you on this. So like here's like, I didn't get in here yet. If you just take this hammer and you just start hitting these things, obviously you'd want to hit them, more on the long side. But that's literally what I did. I just went down like that whole wall and I just went like this and just beat the side of the tack strip, and then the nails like basically all popped out. Now, I don't know, maybe there was a little bit more concrete that came out of the floor because I did that, but I don't give a shit. It was way faster. Like I said, I didn't have to get that pry bar under there for like literally half the room. I just kind of went through and did that, and I got it done pretty quick. So the next thing that I kind of did was I just vacuumed up and everything, try to keep a cleanish workspace, and yeah, I mean, I don't know when I'm going to get into here and do this, because I'd have to move all this shit. The carpet doesn't go all the way back, but it does go like halfway into this like little crawl space area. So I want to get that out of there, but at the same time, like I said, there's not really any place to move that because there's already some shit in here. So yeah, I mean, I really think that the next steps would be, one, to kind of board that window up, but I should probably do something about like why figure out why these walls are bowed like I talked about. So I want to do that. And then, I mean, other than that, I don't know. I mean, I have a whole list. I've talked about it already. We have a lot of things that we want to do. I don't want to destroy this room. Like, I don't want to destroy the walls because the paneling is put up there pretty nice. I kind of just want to clean them and paint them. But those two spots there specifically are kind of concerning me. So I don't necessarily know what to do there. I don't want to like go through the renovation and then be like, oh, shit, there's some water, issues or something. So I got to figure out that, but I'm happy with where we're at here. We at least got this carpet taken out. That's a step in the right direction. My next thing is honestly probably going to be going in that little storage space and getting that stuff all taken care of, because I don't, I want to keep moving if I can. And yeah. But I don't know if I'm going to do anything tonight. I might switch to some computer work for a little bit. Got some fun things there. Honestly want to try to start doing vlogs or something too, because like this is awesome, like the house vlog stuff, but I have so much other shit going on that I think people will be interested in. And I also obviously need to create more content specifically on like, website stuff and things like that for the other channels. So yeah, just some thoughts, but we are moving and grooving. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of take some inventory here on a couple things, try to get my thoughts straight. and organize, see what we're gonna do next. So whenever I do something, I will let you know.